sports fans out there, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Tuesday night for another edition of Across the Board. I'm here tonight with my man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. How you feeling this evening, FanDuel?
I'm solid, man. Y'all know what it is. We back with another banger.
Back with another banger. We also got our man SEC Sean in the house with us tonight. Back. How you feeling this evening?
We good. We gonna roll through, see what we got. We got some interesting matchups that I'm looking forward to. Got some interesting little rankings this week, I believe, and got some pretty good questions from what I see to discuss about on this. So we get it rolling.
All right. We also got our man Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast. How you feeling this evening, Post Game?
Siri, play Outstanding by the Gap Band. That's how I'm feeling.
Outstanding. That's all right. We also got our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports Team in the chat with us tonight. Also, our home girl Robin Williams. Hook 'em.
Hooks down.
Hey, I don't blame you. I would put it down too if I wasn't a Texas Longhorns fan. Mossberg is saying, what's up to everybody? We're here tonight. We're ready to discuss James Franklin being fired by the freaking Penn State Nittany Lions. Is Mike Norvell next? I think that's his first name, Mike. Is he next? Is the NFL rigged? We've seen a lot of games out here this year in this football season in the NFL. And I'm telling you now, I've seen some teams lose to some teams that I never would have thought they would lose to. But we're going to talk about if the NFL is rigged. We also got our man, SEC Sean's Week 6 SEC Power Rankings. I can't wait till we get into that. It looked like he might have showed my Longhorns a little bit of love. Well, let's go ahead and get right into these questions. Our man Parlay Poe of the Blitzburg podcast wants to know, we have witnessed some head-scratching losses by teams in the NFL. Is the NFL rigged? Fellas, is the NFL rigged or what?
Nah, man, I ain't really too much into the conspiracies all the time. Some of them sound true and good, but this is how I feel, man. I think some of these bottom NFL teams, I would be curious to know, like, how many of them got Heisman Trophy winners on their team? I think these teams just got the best players in the world. So sometimes it's just any given Sunday, like the movie say, sometimes dudes just ball out. So I ain't gonna say it's rigged. Now, do I think they might wherever their booth is, wherever they watch every play at, wherever their studio is, do I think they botch calls sometimes on purpose? Yes, I do. But there's no way they can control every element of the game. So I can't see a rigging. You got to be able to control a lot of elements to actually rig a game.
I don't know that it's rigged, but man, there's a lot of things that you could be a conspiracy theorist, and you could make a case that if it's rigged, they're rigging it for their golden child and the little tight end guy with his little pop star girlfriend running around over there in Kansas City. I mean, I don't know the last time I saw an NFL team have 0 penalties in one game. It just seems like a lot of calls go that team's way, but I'm not going to say it's rigged. I don't think the NFL would do that, because if they ever got caught with that, good Lord, it would just shut that whole industry down.
I'm gonna say to an extent. I think people miss the fact that it's called sports and entertainment. There's an element of entertainment to it. Do I think you can rig a whole game in a game like football? No, but I think the refs can manipulate some things, especially in today's day and age with betting. So that's that.
Well, man, I'm telling you right now, when the Carolina Panthers beat the Atlanta Falcons 30-0, and they got Bijan Robinson on their team, man, I started to think, man, come on, man. Last week, we talked about the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants playing, and I don't think none of us picked the Giants to win. We definitely ain't picked the Giants to blow them out like they did. It makes you wonder. And our man Mossberg said it makes things that make you go, I'm not going to say it's rigged because I don't want to believe it's rigged, especially if they ain't let my Tennessee Titans win no Super Bowl right now. I'll really be upset if it's rigged and they ain't let my Super Bowl yet, man. My Houston Oilers ain't won no Super Bowl. I would be upset, man. I know it's entertainment, and I like it for that value. I'm not going to look at it any other way. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Of course, they got to put their hand in it. They got to have something to make us keep watching, right? To make us keep on looking at our favorite team. Rigged, that might be a little bit much, but it's definitely something going on for sure. Definitely something going on for sure. Robin said she agreed. She agreed with one of our statements, and she also said they pay over, just to lose. What do y'all think about, and make sure I get the right question, is Baker Mayfield your NFL Player of the Year right now? Right now, is he your Player of the Year in the NFL?
MVP, MVP, MVP. Y'all hear the chants, man. Yes, Baker is this league's NFL MVP at the moment. Uh, I mean, out of the 5 games we won, he scored 4 game-winning touchdown drives. He led 4 game-winning touchdown drives. I want to say he got the most passing yards in the NFL in the last 3 seasons. I want to say he got the most passing touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. I mean, what else this guy got to do to get his respect? That's what I want to know. I feel like you could replace Baker with maybe 25 other quarterbacks, 20 to 25 other quarterbacks in the NFL, and we would not be sitting the way we sitting right now. So he's clearly a key contributor to what we got going on in Tampa, man.
As of right now, yes, Baker is the Player of the Year in the NFL for sure. I don't even think it's close. I mean, I just don't see anybody else you could give it to. If they gave the award right now, you'd go to Baker. Let's see, this is where if they give it to Patrick Mahomes, then we'd be screaming it's rigged. So,
Baker Mayfield is absolutely balling right now. He's putting on a show. No Mike Evans. Chris Godwin just came back. He's out again. Emeka Ibuka, his top target, the rookie, out. And he's been finding a way to get the job done. Bucky Irvin, out. Offensive lineman, out. Baker Mayfield is playing outstanding. And if I had to say who's the MVP right now, I'm going to say Baker Mayfield. He deserves it.
What you say, T1, is the NFL rigged, and is Baker Mayfield the MVP of the NFL right now? Welcome my man T1 to the show. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling great. I'm feeling great. What's up, gentlemen? What it do? Great, beautiful night. Man, y'all already know where I stand in the chat, where I feel like if I believe something or if I don't, and I think that the sporting category that is now entertainment is pure entertainment. If you're watching these games now, it's just pure entertainment. You see some of these things, you see some of the fumbles, some of the interceptions, some of the crazy things, and you like just have to think, is this real? And it be real. So yes, I think it's pure entertainment. I think they're paying them the money to make sure that the fans are excited. And that's why we're on these podcasts. We're excited and we love the entertainment that they bring us.
What's your thoughts on Baker Mayfield being an MVP right now?
It's definitely wide open, so I have absolutely no problem with it. Absolutely none.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield get a clean sweep on this show right now. He is
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Baker. And you know that's my old QB, so you know, unfortunately, I want him to do great. And he's doing good right now.
Yeah, he's balling out. He's balling out. He's balling out. Robin said, listen, paying the players extra money just to lose to a team, she said that's about nothing. Players will do that in a heartbeat if they get some extra money. They'll lose in a heartbeat.
Hey, but look, here's the thing. There is no extra money. They're already getting the money. They've already signed the contracts. And as you can see, guess what? They cannot speak freely. They do not have freedom of speech in the professional sports organizations. There is no freedom of speech. You cannot go in front of a microphone and say whatever you want to say. Why? Because you have to stay in line with the program and the entertainment and what's going on. We're paying you. It's just like the actors in the movie. Just like when I found out that the WWF was fake. I was the biggest Hulk Hogan fan in the world. The Junkyard Dog, that was my dude, and then I found out it was all fake.
For sure. Clean sweep Baker Mayfield right now is the NFL MVP.
But look, hey, I got one too. Y'all know I could take it on a couple more minutes, but I got one right back at y'all. So who is the runner-up right now? Who is also in position for that MVP trophy? That might be the bigger, better question because we know Baker balling out here right now. And it ain't Josh Allen, the reigning MVP. It ain't Lamar Jackson, the other MVP. It ain't Mahomes. So who's behind Baker?
It's absolutely Mahomes.
Mahomes is behind Baker?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know because I haven't seen anybody put up any type of MVP work outside of Baker. Baker has been baking.
That's interesting.
Let me say this.
Anybody else agree with Patty Mahomes?
I don't.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Paul.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's second right now, but if we're projecting, I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to enter that MVP race and be a strong candidate. Because if you look at Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce still balling. Now they get their best weapon, in my opinion, back. Rasheed Rice. Mark my words, homie. Patrick Mahomes is going to go on an absolute tear.
I'm buying. If it's buy or sell, I'm buying post game. I'm buying all of that. I'm putting my chips in with you. Anybody else outside of Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield that anybody can think of?
I don't think he'll win it, but I really like
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, okay.
Yeah, you can. I mean, he's in the mix.
May out of New England.
Greg May.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to say a third person, I would say Dak Prescott.
We got to see him get out the playoffs and do something. No, we can't get him here.
You got to do something.
No, not gonna happen, Bob.
Hey, That's a regular season award.
Everybody else though, everybody else is valid. Drake May, Daniel Jones, all of those, Patrick Mahomes, all of those are valid. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see a little bit more.
I mean, it's a regular season award.
Jet Life said Mahomes easily.
Yeah. And they haven't even heated up yet. So definitely, because don't slip on Kansas City.
Mossberg done threw another curve in there that I know my man Fanduze ain't gonna like.
Who he say?
Trevor Lawrence got the Jags rolling.
I mean, he's buns. Y'all know how I feel.
Hey, but no. Hey, y'all, look, on some for real. The MVP race is just as open as the Super Bowl champions. We don't know who it's going to be right now. And that's the entertainment part that I'm loving about the NFL.
Well, the way my man Bijan Robinson dropped 238 yards from scrimmage yesterday, hey, listen, you might want to throw him in there.
He can put his hat up in there. Like, yo, don't forget about me. It's wide open. And that's what the NFL is right now. Who's ready to step up and be that next superstar? It's open. It's here for you. The big contract here for you. They need you.
Hey, Baker Mayfield got 12 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year. Trevor Lawrence got 8 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Woo, boy, he's out the race. Woo, Baker is out there doing that. See, I didn't even know that. I just know he's been winning games, and I've been checking in on games. They've been losing, and then turn it back on, and they done won the game. Hey, he's a big game player. I rock with him.
Yeah, I don't know why Cleveland gave up on him so fast. I mean, he had a bad year.
They gave up on Stu Jackson. They never should have fired him. I mean, they were going in the right direction. I mean, it's just Cleveland being Cleveland.
What y'all think about Jet Life's statement right here? He said, we have to be honest. The Chiefs' offense is nothing special outside of Mahomes. Kelsey the wide receiver core, all the pass overs from other teams with no running back.
Let me say he's correct about the running back situation. I think they need to give Rashard Smith some more looks at the running back. But those receivers, bro, enter Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster. What Travis Kelce has lost in athleticism, he remains with IQ and chemistry with Pat Mahomes. So I absolutely disagree. This offense is about to start rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to think of it like if I threw them receivers with Trevor Lawrence, just to throw the name out there because Moss already said his name, them receivers wouldn't be doing nothing.
Okay.
And that's the key. When you got a great quarterback like Mahomes, they make these type of guys, they make certain guys look better than what they are.
I rock with that, and I can agree with that. But yeah, you can't. But nobody can talk on Mahomes. He put the work in the regular season and the playoffs, and so you really kind of got to believe in him, especially when he get all of his weapons. And we know they really don't have a winning game, so and it's not like their division is tough, so they probably still gonna win their division.
Yep. Hey, I respectfully disagree with what they just said. I think Xavier Worthy, if I'm not mistaken, had the fastest 40 time in history of the NFL Combine. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks who would eat with Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice is a monster. I think a lot of people forget because he's been injured and suspended. And I think a lot of quarterbacks would cook with those weapons now. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes.
Yes.
He's going to make anybody. He's gonna make anybody look great. But I think those two weapons in particular can play with a lot of different quarterbacks.
Yeah. Let's take on this Cincinnati Bengals question. Our man Level Up Sports 10 wants to know, why haven't the Bengals fixed their O-line since drafting Joe Burrow?
They've tried. As a Bengals fan, they've tried. They've signed some free agents to come in, and it just hasn't panned out. You just have to find them linemen, man. And I really don't think that it's in free agency. It's like you have some linemen on your team. You gotta let them work together. Let them get their feet wet, and let them get after it. They I don't know what's wrong with that Bengals line, but it's not clicking.
Yeah, I don't either, and it's insane. I mean, they go out, they try to get guys in free agency. They try to draft people. It just, I don't. Is it the O-line coach? I mean, because it's not only there. Most offensive lines, if they struggle in one aspect of the game, either running or pass pro. This offensive line struggles in it all.
Everything.
Dude, I mean, Walter Payton
and
Emmitt
you
Smith
hit that.
run
Hey,
behind
you
that
hit
line.
that, Sean. You ain't lied nothing about that, bro. They suck. They just suck. Pass blocking, run blocking, and he right. Like, it's okay, you're good in pass blocking. We're gonna protect Joe with passing, but a run blocking ain't that good. It's just all of them. And how do you not protect one of the best quarterbacks in all the NFL? But they gave up the money to try to do that, and it just didn't happen. So guess what? I got to go with Sean too and say I may have to look at the coaching. No way that these big guys ain't able to do what they've been doing all of their life.
Right. Here's another thought process real quick on offensive line. This is just something that I was talking about. Do y'all think, and we can talk about this later too, do y'all think O-lines are going to change to go from these big, huge offensive linemen to smaller, quicker offensive linemen to counter the quicker defensive linemen?
Well, before we get into that, let Post answer the original
Hold on,
question.
time out. All right, go ahead before we get back. I like that. Go ahead, say.
Yeah, let me and Post answer the original question real quick. We get in that. You want to go ahead, Post?
Very cook, bro.
Oh yeah, like I'm gonna put that on the scouting department, bro. Like at some point, man, you got to sit down and you got to start looking at who is the guys that's watching the film on these guys they bringing in and they not panning out. Either you could. Sometimes it's just simple as either you can do it or you can't. And we ain't seeing no flashes at all from no one. So I'm gonna put this on the scouting department, man. Who y'all got scouting these guys? Who y'all sending to these college games and saying we have identified us one. So and another thing too is for the longest I've been saying Cincinnati and Cleveland should keep their homegrown talent. And they should just draft Buckeyes. They should just turn them two teams into straight Buckeye teams. And they don't ever do it. So I don't know. That's a scouting department. And JoJo, you said Dak got 3 interceptions. He got 13 touchdowns in 6 games to 3 interceptions. I just wanted to tap into that comment. Go ahead, Post.
Yeah, this is an organization mishap when it comes to the offensive line and not being able to protect Joe Burrow. Now I can see, because what they've done is they shopped at the mall for their wide receivers, their quarterback, their running backs. They went to the mall. For their offensive line, they went to Goodwill. And
we went to the mall. We went to the mall with the offensive line too, bro. We went and got some free agents to plug in with young talent that we had. Like we went to the mall with free agents too, bro. They ain't paying out. That's why I kind of agree with Sean on the coaching aspect of things. Like it has to be bigger because these guys are big, strong offensive linemen just like everybody else, but they're not getting it.
Bro, you telling me Cincinnati spent a first round pick on an offensive lineman? When?
First round.
They bought in free agent. They went and brought in free agents,
Oh,
and
okay,
this
okay.
I could have respected all
Okay,
of the free agents that they brought in, but they brought in free agents who were established elsewhere, and then they get in Cincinnati, and they don't even know how to
okay.
ball.
I'm speaking. I'm thinking more draft terms. But anyway, it's definitely an organizational problem. But I can see they're thinking of because the coach used to do this with Peyton Manning too. When you got a quarterback who gets rid of the ball ASAP, Rocky, you don't need a dominant offensive line because he gets rid of the ball too fast. And so that could have been their thinking, but obviously Joe Burrow is injured. But when you got a quarterback like Burrow, man, you got to make sure he stays upright. So I just think it may be on the coaching. You know, we don't know. But Joe Flacco looked good because why? He gets the ball out quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And he has some great wide receivers. So get the ball out, try to let it see another day. He still got the same offensive line.
Well, I'll tell you this though. Y'all can ask Rob. They done drafted 2 offensive linemen in the first round in the last 4 years, and neither one of them dudes is good. They don't always pan out either. You know, and a lot of the times I think these teams ain't building their lines right. If you get 2 all-world guards and a decent center, your tackles really ain't got to be much. Just let people edge rush and let that quarterback walk up in the pocket, man. That's what they used to do with Tom Brady in New England.
Hey, Sean bring up a really, really, really good point. And I could see it going into that direction with them getting the taller, leaner, quicker linemen. Like them, because most of these linemen be like 6'6", 6'8". And really you like, dude, you're supposed to be on the basketball court killing some stuff. But evidently you don't have enough of something to get that off. So as we keep revolutionizing all of these games, now you see the point guard in the NBA that was once somebody who was 5'10", they're now 6'10", 7 feet. You know what I mean? So that was a good point, Sean. I could definitely see the game of football moving to where instead of having these big guys that they have with the Washington Redskins, the Hogs, and all of that stuff up front, you got some Charles Oakleys, some Benjamin, what was Ben's name from Detroit Pistons, some Ben Wallace's, you know what I mean? Some nice, tall, lean, quick on your feet, fast, that's gonna go and smack these boys and get a hand up on them and ain't gonna be able to do nothing. That's a real, real good point that I haven't heard, but I could see the NFL moving in that direction one day.
They might be, but if you want to run the football, you ain't doing that.
Oh, if you trying to tell me you can't do that with somebody that's 6'6", let's say probably about 250, 260, with like probably about percent body fat, yeah.
Oh man.
Y'all fellas to realize we already got all the prototype alignment out here. You got your
380.
T1, you got your 6'7", 290-pound lineman. You have them agile guys that might fit an air raid offensive scheme. You got to find the right guys for your scheme.
Yeah, I feel that, but I'm saying I think that they may slim down a little bit, and even on them defensive lines.
T1, you don't think
go from 300 to like probably about 270, 275, and they just more, the fat is gone.
Hey, you don't think a 6'7" dude that's at 290 is not lean?
Oh yeah, he nice.
That's lean, bro. That's as lean as you gonna get without getting pushed around by these hogs they got on the defensive side.
Nah, you could be a nice, lean, solid 275 and still go with this fat boy that's 300. Oh yeah, you can control that boy.
And get abused by Aaron Donald.
As long as you put them hands on, as long as you put them paws on them. Like that's another thing just about football to where guess what? The biggest guy doesn't always win. They don't. They don't matter. A lot of you got to be strong and all that stuff, but technique. If I can get my hands on you, it don't matter how big you are. I'm gonna control you, and you can't do nothing.
Man, I'm telling you right now, one of them big old boys, they swallow you up.
They
Yeah,
do.
I like what Miss Robin, what Mark said right here. You feel me? So I had to post that on the screen.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Hey, y'all. Hey, did y'all see that one? I think it's a high school wide receiver right now. He like 6'8" or something crazy. A string
Yeah,
band. Have y'all saw
yeah,
any of those highlights?
yeah. The
Yeah,
6'10" boy.
6'10", yeah, that's crazy.
he's some bad knees waiting to happen.
Man, like listen,
Hey, he gonna have high ankle sprains and everything, man.
Yeah.
No,
You can
I'm
use
gonna
him in
wish
the
that
red
kid
zone.
good
That's
health,
about
man.
it.
yeah, for
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
a,
sure.
wish him
I'm,
good
I'm a
health.
wish. Yeah, I'm gonna wish that kid good health, man. I ain't wishing nothing on him.
So I'll take that back, man. I'll take it back. Hey, man, will Shador Sanders see the field this season, man?
Eventually,
Yep.
it just I knew for sure it wasn't gonna be on Sunday, because he's not gonna take him out and do all of that. It probably won't be this Sunday either. I think what Cleveland is doing is they like, hey, I mean, really their hands are tied, but your partner tied your hands. So I'm not fooled by what you're doing right now. So what they're actually doing is just letting like, hey, here go Gabe, throw him out there, see what he can do. I don't care if they don't put Shador in this Sunday. I don't care if he don't put him in next Sunday. But this body of work that we're watching, this little short, tiny quarterback put in, anybody watching football that knows football will tell you that this kid will never, ever, 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 ever be a starting quarterback on anybody's team unless he a backup and the quarterback went out and he has to go in. I don't see a starting quarterback. I mean, we possibly could say the same thing about Shador once he gets in there, and especially when you're behind the Cleveland Browns offensive line. So, just what I'm seeing from Gabe, and what I'm seeing from this Cleveland Browns organization, which is really just disgraceful. I'm this close to not giving them any more money, and that's the only way I can put it. I give them money every year. I buy me a new shirt, hat, something. I'm this close to where they're not getting none of my money no more. So Shador has about another 1 or 2 games before. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes in Cleveland when the Cleveland fans are like, "Oh, hey, timeout! You better do something." Boo, 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 boo. So yeah, he'll definitely see the field though.
I think he sees the field, but I think it's against the Jets coming off a bye week.
How many weeks? How many weeks is that from
You
now,
got,
Sean?
you got the Dolphins, the Patriots, then the bye. So 2 games for Gabriel, then the bye, and then I think you go give him a run at New York.
Yeah, because that's 3 games for Gabe, and I mean, if you look at the Patriots and the Jets, Cleveland's defense actually should be able to win that game. So all they need is just a little something from the offense. Like both of those are winnable games if Gabe can put together some drives, which really, I mean, although we really don't have a wide receiver one, but the running game's pretty good. There's some receivers out there. We have great tight ends, which is great for Cleveland. So guess what? We may not go deep all the time, but them tight ends are always open. So we'll see. And these are some winnable games for Gabe to win. And the defense of the Cleveland Browns is better than both of those teams' offenses.
Hey, SEC Sean, I don't think the Browns is gonna be that nice to Shador. I think when they start him, it's gonna be the worst possible situation for him to start. So I don't think they're gonna start him after a bye week. It'll have to be like And the Jets is not the best team either. It had to be one of their better teams that they got on their schedule, in my opinion. I don't think that they're gonna set him up to be successful though at all. I think they wanted all the cards to be stacked on him.
Okay, so
Well,
real quick, and
I
after
don't
that,
think it would be any more different than Gabriel starting against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well,
That
they had
if
they
you didn't think that was a tough environment to go into, I don't think it can get much tougher than that.
but the product on the field was so atrocious at that point. They had to go to Gabriel. You know what I mean? It was atrocious.
I get it.
But
I'm just saying though, and he didn't perform. But if that was against what we know or have known as a great defense, I don't know if we're going to put him in that great defensive category right now this year. But we know just the history and the players that the Pittsburgh Steelers has on defense. That's not a good look for any rookie quarterback going against a defense like that.
yeah, but we also too talking about a kid that actually got reps in the preseason.
Yeah,
Shador didn't get no reps with the ones in the
yeah,
preseason.
yeah.
He didn't get no reps, so they kind of probably felt like he was already ready for that. You know,
And
Shador. What do you say?
no, I say yeah.
And for me to think that they gonna let Shador rep a whole 2 weeks before they start him, and they already been showing us they do not care about his development. I cannot think that it's gonna go like that. I just can't. I can't put my head around because that'd be going against everything I felt like I've seen from the organization handling Shador thus far.
Mm-hmm. And here's a false narrative. If there's anybody out here that think that Shador hasn't gotten better from the time he entered that Cleveland Browns facility to now, it's all good. They, like I said, and when we talk about the NFL being rigged, and I talk about players not able to speak, like if the NFL players had freedom of speech, do you not think that they will be out here telling the truth about what's going on in that locker room in Cleveland with this quarterback situation that the whole world sees? Everybody sees it. It's not like only the Cleveland Browns fan sees it. Everybody sees what's going on in Cleveland, and it's not a good look for the organization.
I hear y'all. I hear y'all. Well, let's change it up a little bit. Everybody done with that question about Shador?
But I say I ain't hear my man post game.
He working. He coming in when he can. We good.
No, I'm ready. I was just letting
Okay,
y'all cook.
thanks, baby.
Uh, listen, man. Dylan Gabriel is not it, and that's not hard to tell. I think we all can agree on that. If any, I don't know too many quarterbacks who got 50 attempts and not clearing 250 yards passing. I just don't, man. I feel like sooner than later, the Cleveland Browns are going to not have any other choice but to play Shador, because I don't see Dylan Gabriel doing much in the NFL as a starter. I think he'll be a career backup, and I think once Shador gets his chance, he's gonna have to run with it, because if he don't, that's all they waiting on. So once he get his chance, he got to take it and run with it, and that's that.
And look, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. What God has control over, man can't control. And man is trying to control this young man. Like they're trying to control him, but as they're trying to control him, he putting in work. He's studying film so that when he gets his time, when he gets his chance, when he gets his opportunity, he'll do what he's done at every single level, regardless of if he was coached by his dad or not. He's produced when he stepped on the field, and he's elevated the play of his teams.
All right, all right. Well, hopefully Shador get his shot and we get to see. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go talk a little bit about James Franklin. Got fired this week. What's your thoughts? Should he have been fired?
SEC shot. Come on, bring it from another conference for us first.
Yes and no. I'm hung up on this one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you had much of a choice. You can't win the big game. Losing to Oregon at home, okay, that's one thing. Getting beat down by UCLA, okay, maybe. That team was hyped up for their interim coach and all this. They played above their level. But losing to Northwestern just is not acceptable. If you're Penn State, if you were, preseason, number 2, and you can't drop games to Northwestern. There's obviously something wrong, so Penn State felt there needed to be a change. Who are they going to get that's better? I don't know. I mean, they'll have their list of people they want. But again, if you can't win the big games, what was he, 4 and something against top 25 teams, 4 and 18 or something?
Bad.
That would fly at, like, I'd say maybe at an Oklahoma State or a University of Houston. That's not going to fly at Penn State. So I think they felt they had to make a change to shake things up, and they did.
But here's the thing. In the Big Ten, I don't care who you are coming up in here, you're going to have to get behind Ohio State and Michigan. So your chances and your opportunities to be a Big Ten champion is slim to none, because you have to go through Ohio State and Michigan first. And Penn State got that 3rd place position. It was Michigan State was there for a minute when D'Antonio was there. But, Penn State has been there, and Franklin has come in, and he has done great things for Penn State University. And for them to let him go in the middle of the season. Now, I understand that he had a $50 million buyout, so you would have to say, hey, you can't be mad about that. But at the end of the day, I'm still high on respect. I'm still high on morals. I'm still high on integrity. So to me, how do you do a man like this? You're going to do this in the middle of the season. He just got you to the college football playoffs last year. Got you a win in the playoffs, I do believe. Didn't they at least get one win? So got you a win in the playoffs. And we come into this next season, and we get this defensive coordinator from The Ohio State University. And we're like, okay, is this the missing piece? And even the media hops on board. And the media says we're going to put Penn State in front of Ohio State. We're going to put them in front of Michigan. We're going to put them in front of Oregon. And you fired a man mid-season when, if you did a little bit of homework, you would have saw that when this defensive coordinator was at Ohio State, they didn't hit their stride until year 3. Year 1, when he first came into Ohio State, our defense was horrible. And they said it's going to take some time for this university to get and understand this man's defense, because that's what he did at Oregon State or Oklahoma State, wherever he was at. And, he got there and they went here, and then they went there, and then they was up on the top, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So now you fired a man that put you in this position. Okay, I see how y'all get down. But guess what? He get to walk away with 50 mil. But I don't know. It ain't all about money. I mean, just treat me with the respect that I gave this program, this organization, these kids, these parents. He's done nothing but be a great coach for that university, and y'all do him like that. We don't do stuff like that at the world famous. We don't do stuff like that. And that was just dirty. That was dirty. I'm sorry if I went too long. I get emotional when I feel like somebody been treating treated wrong. They treated my man wrong. He gave that university everything. And those whiteout games that he produced were epic. Whether they were wins or losses, they were epic.
Go ahead, Post. Hey there with us. I cook. T1, I think you're missing some fundamental facts. Before I get into my little soliloquy about the situation, SEC Sean, just to
Right
throw a
there.
correction out there. James Franklin was 11-7 with teams between 11 and 25, and he was 4 and
So
21 with teams in the top 10.
he went to the
Yeah.
college football playoffs last year. So
Okay, let me cook. I'll let you cook, my brother. Let me cook. James Franklin is not only getting fired because he can't win a big game. T1, you said he was ranked number 1, 2, or 3, whatever, coming into the year. One of the coaches, coaches, period. One of their biggest adversaries going into a season is expectation. You returned so much off that team last year. You lost, yeah, we know you lost Abdul Carter, who was your best player all around, but you returned damn near everything else. I'm letting the intercom go. You returned everything else. You even hit the portal and said you got the receivers you wanted. They upped the money for you and let you go out and pay the defensive coordinator the highest paying salary for any defensive coordinator in the country. It's all the variables. You lose the Oregon at home in the whiteout game. So not only did you lose another big game, but you turned around, you lost to UCLA, who is at the bottom of the Big Ten. They was at the bottom of the Big Ten. You turned that around and you lost to Northwestern, who's also a bottom half team in the Big Ten. You starting to run out of excuses. We could say he gave us great whiteout games, and we could say, but at some point, bruh, what you doing on the field is not correlating. And then let me talk about this too. What is the main thing I could see in the Penn State program? I see a lot of bad decisions. Like, for instance, we had this conversation in the chat. We was talking about Drew Aller and how I feel like everybody feel like he trash, and I just feel like he ain't in the right system. I feel like Andy Kotelnicki want to run RPO. You don't have an RPO quarterback, buddy. Why are you running RPO? You know what I'm saying? You doing QB powers on 4th down. They playing Northwestern. Katron Allen broke a 50-yard run and didn't even see the field the next series. What are we talking about? This is bad coaching. You gotta go, bro. And then on top of that, you do it now because you just lost 3 5-stars as soon as you fired him. Now you can try to salvage anything you got left in recruiting if you get the right guy. If you do this at the end of the year, your team is going to be trash next year. It's not even a chance that you're going to be even decent. Man, we gave this guy too many excuses. We gave him too many chances. That's a program. That's a sleeping giant program that if the right guy get his hands on it, they're going to do some crazy things. And I need the right guy to get there because I'm sick of all these other guys talking about the Big Ten. I'm sick of everybody around the country talking about the Big Ten. I need every one of the guys, the programs in the Big Ten that's supposed to be top dogs to be a top dog year in and year out. I need it. Okay, I'm done.
Good. Hey, good valid points, eh?
Yeah, I feel you. They had to, man. They had to, bro. The writing was on the wall, man, and he done some great things at Penn State. That shouldn't go unnoticed. It just was time, man. His record was what it was when it came to big games. The way they lost, even in the college football playoffs last year, there was no way they should have lost that game, man, to Notre Dame. And it goes back to coaching, man. And I think that they really didn't have any choice. Who they going to get to replacing? I have no idea. If there's somebody out there that's going to be able to fill those shoes.
They better try to get Saban if they want them to get past number 1 or 2. And now you got Oregon up in there. So you're going further back, and don't let USC get back. Dude, and then you talking about a Northwestern beat them, and this team bottom of the Big Ten. No, these what y'all call bottom of the Big Ten schools. Go look at these bowl games. They out there beating peoples. They out there beating people, and y'all talk about because it's so hard in the Big Ten, but nobody knows how hard it is in the Big Ten for real, and especially when you're in one of those conferences where you have definitely at least 8 automatic wins every single year, thanks to your 4 out of conference games that you play South High, Independence, and St. Charles. So, but we're not gonna go there. But come on, man. I ain't gonna keep going.
They need to get a
Let me
job to Luke Fickle. Go ahead, Post. My bad.
let me say this. I was listening to a so-called expert podcast on this same topic. They were saying that the administration was actually done with Franklin during the COVID year. They wanted to get rid of him, but they didn't. And I think they saw a golden opportunity to move forward and change the direction of the program. And what they were saying was, and I hate using this word, but soft schedule. They thought that Penn State's schedule was so soft next season that James Franklin was just going to do the same thing, run up a bunch of wins, and then when the big game came on the schedule, they'll lose. But one thing I can say is the running back that they lost, he's going to be Irish, baby.
Or a Buckeye. Like, hey, a lot of stuff gonna change after we repeat. But let me say this real quick. What I think, and I'm gonna be done with this Penn State thing. But I think what it's like sounding like to me, it sounds like that they thought that they could use all of this stuff that's going on with this NIL and having all of the money in the world to do whatever you want to do. It kind of sounds like Penn State thought they could buy something. Like everybody say Ohio State did. Ohio State spent $20 million, bought a national championship. You still got to play the game. But it sounds to me as if Penn State thought that they put up the money to get everything they needed from the receivers to the defensive coordinator, and it didn't pan out. And guess what? They said, all right, Franklin, you got to go because we got to put this money to work. If we putting that money out there, we got to put it to work, and you ain't getting it done. That's what it sounded like to me. Sound like they thought they put that money up and they thought it was going to go down, especially with the preseason rankings. And it just didn't pan out because what? Because you play in the Big Ten and you can what? You can get beat any Saturday by who? Anybody. Iowa, Northwestern, all of our teams have beaten ranked teams. Not just, y'all want to call bottom dwellers and all of this stuff. All of our teams have upset ranked teams, big teams in the Big Ten. That stuff, y'all's little bottom dwellers, Alabama, Georgia, all them, they all got like 20 out of the last 22 wins and all of that stuff. That stuff crazy.
Oh man, that's funny, T.Y. Is the writing on the wall for Novell?
I thought Penn State thought they was using their money to buy something and they still couldn't afford it. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. Is the writing on the wall for Coach Novell at Florida State? Will he be fired?
Peace.
I gotta see how the rest of the season play out, man. Because really, honestly, it depends. If they lose 2 more games this year, which I think they got 1 for sure in their schedule, and that's the last game in the swamp, barring health, to some key players. If he lose 1 more, I mean, if the right guy is out there, man, you gotta assess all your options. If you feel like it's a guy out there that you can get to, and you feel like he fit the program, and really, I like Mike Norvell. I just don't like his style. Like, I don't like guys that want to recruit their whole team out of the portal. I don't think that's a sustainable way of running a college football program. I think high school recruiting is more prevalent than anything still. I think you just got to use the portal to plug and play, especially when you at a big time program like Florida State. You should have these kids on campus. At least out of every class, you should at least have about 15. So when it come their time to play, you just got to plug and play for real. Or maybe they mixed in with a couple upperclassmen or a couple younger classmen, you know. So I don't like the fit there for real. So I mean, if they lose 2 more games, I would be done with him. That's just me if I was in charge, though.
I think he's done. I don't think it matters. I mean, I guess he could win out and pull a Billy Napier from last year at Florida and save his job. But I don't see him winning out. I'm Jose. I see him losing at least 2 games, maybe 3. And if that happens, there's no way he's back next year. I just don't see it. Coming off the upper high, they had that huge high after beating Alabama and all this, and then just fell apart. I don't think he'll be back next year.
If the Franklins is getting fired, we'll probably be on the podcast tomorrow, or he fired. He out of here tomorrow. The way this stuff going, he'd be fired tomorrow. We'll probably hear about it tomorrow.
T.Y., bro, you gotta be one of the funniest people I know.
We probably hear about it tomorrow. They fired Franklin. They fired the Tennessee coach in the NFL. Man, hey, look, time. Hey, gotta go. We got to move on. So I'm gonna make mine short and sweet. That's it for me on that topic. He probably be fired tomorrow. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I believe, man, he got a slight chance. He got to finish strong. He got to win out to possibly get a bowl victory. We know he's not making the playoffs this season. And that might just be enough to get rid of him with the expectations they have at Florida State. And you parlay that with the kind of season they had last year. Listen, barring any health setbacks, I think they want Coach Prime to come to Florida State. And if they can make that happen, they surely would get rid of Novell to make that happen. I think if you add a guy like Coach Prime to a school like Florida State, the kind of recruiting he does, now he's gonna have to upgrade that coaching staff to be successful. But the kind of recruiting I can imagine Coach Prime getting down at Florida State will be unbelievable. So I think if they feel like it's an opportunity to get Prime to Florida State, Novell is a wrap.
You don't think Coach Prime's coaching staff will be killer at Florida State right now?
His coaching staff, his positional coaches are good. I think he needs better play callers as coordinators.
His coordinators are horrible.
Yeah, facts. Because that offensive coordinator is not it.
I was just making sure I understood. So that make a little bit more sense to me. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think they have to fire him, man. They need to go ahead and take a page out of Penn State's book and understand that, listen, we got to be able to salvage the guys that we might be recruiting. We got to get a guy in here as soon as possible that we know can turn this thing around for us, especially with these recruits. If you wait till the end of the season and you fire him, I'm telling you right now, teams are going to be coming after all of those dudes that you're trying to recruit out of high school. And they're going to mess around and get them. So, and plus they don't got no money either. Shit, man, you better get rid of that dude, man. Start rebuilding right now. Because if you wait, you're going to put yourself in a bad position.
That's why y'all think, I don't know why y'all think I'm crazy. I'm just saying, so if, according to what y'all said, which I think made sense, it said get rid of Franklin right now so that we can get this ship afloat before next season starts. I'm doing the same thing with Florida State.
Yeah, exactly.
One all the way through the whole season, get to the end of the season, go to a bowl game if they make it. I think they might, but go to a bowl game, then firing, or go into next season? Absolutely not.
Well, this is the reason why I didn't say do it right now is because, like I said, a coach's biggest adversary can be expectation. Florida State didn't come into the year ranked, so we didn't expect them to be where Penn State was at this point of the season, where we thought they should be, which is a playoff caliber team.
Ask
We
the
didn't
Florida
expect.
State fan that. Ask Moss if he expected them
He's
to.
the only guy on this planet that I know that said they were going 11-1. The only guy. Hey, we had a couple shows and he was saying that, and people was in the comment section talking about, man, what is this dude talking about? You know, but it looked good the first few weeks. I ain't gonna lie, I had to apologize, you know, but I'm about to hop right back on that bull, you know what I mean, in the chat. Not on the stream, y'all, not on the stream. But I'm just saying that expectation, man. And if he finished 10-2, we can't say that's a bad year. That's not a bad year. How you gonna fire a guy after a 10-2 season when they wasn't even in the season ranks? I just don't see how you gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to this last question before we get to SEC Sean's power rankings. Do you think college athletics is going to go and place a cap on players' NIL deals to stop these bidding wars?
They have to. I mean, they have to. It has to stop somewhere. And if you just look at it, I mean, there's so many players out here that are not earning their money. And I'm not just saying there's one player. There's a lot of players throughout the nation who are making, like, it's even some that's only making like 500,000, but their parents not making that. You know what I mean? They don't know nobody making that. These kids are rich, and that production is not translating over to the football field. So they're gonna have to put some type of cap on it. But the cap is right where it's at right now. You just got to say it won't go above that. And the only people who get that all the way up at the top is they may make them have to prove it first. But it's a money thing now. And that's the bad part about college sports right now is you got people more concerned with money.
They need a cap. Right now, college athletics is Major League Baseball. Well, I mean, baseball has a cap, but they don't really follow it. You can go over and just pay extra taxes.
Right.
But go back a few years when there wasn't one. I mean, look who are the highest payrolls in baseball every year? Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, right?
Yep.
Normally contenders, right?
Yep.
Right now, without a cap, the bigger Ohio States, A&Ms, Texases, Oregons, Michigan, they're going to spend, those donors will spend what they want to bring the talent there. They have enough money to do it. You put a cap on it, and it's going to make college football a lot more spread out.
Yep.
Because then you can't go stockpile the best quarterback in the portal, the best receiver, or even in the draft classes. You can't go get the best of the best of the best of the best of the at every dang position just because you got more money.
Yep.
It's going to spread it all out. So eventually they're going to have to come to a cap. What's that number? Don't know. But if you don't, in the bidding war stage, you're going to have the big of the bigs are going to be the top dogs every
Big bank take little bank every single year.
Yep.
Yeah, it need to be more of an NBA model with the cap, though. The hard cap. You see the hard cap in the NBA. You don't never see nobody really going into that hard cap because it starts getting really expensive after you do that. And if somebody want to get really expensive, go ahead and let them. You know what I mean? I feel like you should go ahead and let them. But you don't see that for real because it's a money-making business. It's not about losing money. It's about making money. So I like the cap idea. I mean, we're at the cap pretty much with the 20 million from what is it, the CSC or whatever it's called. With the stuff that they had going on in the courts, we're at 20 million a year already. So I mean, it's still some things to work through though, definitely. But I think they should propose the hard cap.
Did
Go
you
ahead,
already
y'all.
go, Post? Oh, there you go. Go ahead, Post.
No, go ahead, y'all.
I think he locked up right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see it. I would like to see a cat, man, and on especially on positions. Um, I know it's going to be players out there that's going to say, if I'm this dynamic, just because I play this position, I can only make this much. I mean, I think it's going to have to get to that point. Now, if somebody want to give you more money through endorsements, go out there and get it. But as far as the university giving you X amount of dollars, or you know how when they negotiate with these high school players now, this is what we can offer you in NIL, and then that guy's like send his agent over there to the other team, like, hey, they said they could do this. Can you match it? Like Ray Charles did in the movie. I think they got to get rid of that just open air stuff, man, where you can just get whatever you can get. I think they got to end that, man, because it's not good for football. It's not good for athletics, man. But if we already know going in, okay, I play this position. This is how much I'm valued at coming in as a freshman. Next year, as a sophomore, if I get on this field and play, I'm going to get this amount of a bump up. And by my junior year, I'm going to get this amount of a bump up. I'm all for that, man, to keep this playing field as even as possible. So I think they're going to eventually have to do something. And if some guys want to make more money, they're going to have to get it through endorsements. Their agent going to have to do some work to go out there and shop them around with some companies and organizations or whatnot. But they got to put a cap on there, man, in my opinion. Anybody got anything else to add to that before we go into SEC Sean's Week 7 SEC Power Rankings?
Good.
All right, cool. So FanDuel, I click this plus sign on the computer.
Yeah. Hit image file.
Oh, look at you, boy. You beastie. Where's it at? Oh, there you go. Look at that. FanDuel saying you are a beastie. But can I see everybody now? Do I need to switch the thing?
I can see everybody.
I know you don't know how to do that. We are not about to rework that on stream. We are
Oh,
good how we are.
never mind. I can see everybody. I had to move my camera. I don't see you. Where you at?
I mean, I got my camera off anyway. It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
I'm up there at the top. I'm under the WTP picture.
Oh, can I make us bigger though?
Yeah, you got it. You see the little white bar at the top of the screen? That's the layout for the cameras. I can't really explain it to you, man.
We all good. We all good.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think we good. I think we good like this though.
Let SEC Sean go ahead and do his work.
All right, go ahead, SEC Sean. Let us know what you got there.
All right, a little bit of movement this week. Bottom three stayed the same. Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi State stayed the same. Arkansas still showed their offense is there. They can't stop anybody or get out of their own way. They got an offense that's something to mess with. Mississippi State left them there. Not sure. I still kind of have some hope for them to pull some maybe spoilers throughout the season, but losing that running back, Fluff Bothwell, great name, all name team right there.
Like it.
I just gotta wait and see. I gotta wait and see what they do without him. I mean, I hadn't heard nothing yet. I don't know if he's out for the year, but that kid was something special to watch. South Carolina, 13 again. Same. They've pretty much stayed in that same range. They're just, what do you get from Lenora Sellers? Because there ain't nothing around him. There's just, he doesn't have anything around him to work with at all. It's him and him. Dropped Auburn. They're just in a free fall. there's not much else to say about Auburn. They'll be looking for a head coach pretty soon, along with the team that sits right above them in Florida. Florida looks like they're trying to come on. They looked pretty decent last week against A&M for about a half, which seems to be the narrative against A&M. You can pretty much play with them for a half, and then they kind of just out-bully you and push you away. Vandy, I moved Vandy up just basically because of results around them. I feel better about Vandy than I do Florida or Auburn. OU dropped. Mateer wasn't healthy. He didn't look good. They have nothing on offense. That offense is garbage. That might be a worse offense than Auburn, but their defense is still really good. I mean, I know it looked 23-6, doesn't look like a good defense, but that game was a lot closer than that. I think OU had 3 or 4 turnovers in that game. That's hard to beat. LSU still holding steady. Like their defense. Still don't know about that offense yet. Big showdown this week. LSU and Vandy play. I think it's LSU and Vandy. Yeah, LSU and Vandy play this weekend. That'll separate a little bit more. Missouri dropped Missouri down after their loss to Bama. They fought hard with Bama, but to me, that was the first real opponent you faced, and you lost, and you were at home. You know, you got to go down some. Still plenty of time to rebound for them. They got a pretty decent schedule coming up. Tennessee moved up. Don't just kind of another nature of it. I'm not sure Tennessee can really stop anybody, but man, they can put up some points, and they can put them up in a hurry with them receivers. That Chris, I want to say is Brazzle. That kid makes some catches, man. And you know, Joey Aguilar's been playing pretty good. If he can keep it up, Tennessee could be a force to be reckoned with. But I just don't have a lot of faith in their defense. Texas, the riser of the week, going from 10 to 5. You beat last week's number 14, 23-6. You looked good. Offense still has a little bit to desire, but they seem to start running the ball a little better. Their O-line held up a little bit better than it did against Florida. But we'll just kind of see. I mean, Texas just they proved more than anybody else this past week. Ole Miss left number 1 spot. Sorry, can't leave you number 1 when you struggle at home against Washington State. Washington State is terrible. And I heard somebody say, well, yeah, but Washington State was the best team in their conference. Well, yeah, there's only 2 schools in the conference. So Ole Miss had to take a tumble on that one. That was actually the first time that quarterback looked a little off. Chambliss. Georgia moved up, just kind of, again, based on the results in front of them. Georgia just looks better than the teams behind them. Shifted A&M up 1. I think A&M looked really good against Florida. Again, I mean, scored on our first 3 possessions of the game. Kind of fell into a lull, let Florida hang around, then just kind of put our foot on their throat at the end of the game and just did what A&M does and just ran the ball down their throat. Now, we lost our best running back to a severe ankle injury. Should be back this year, but he's going to miss significant time. But we've got a stable of running backs, so there's no excuses there. Next man up there. The defense is legit. I mean, that was a Florida team that kind of moved the ball up and down the field all over Texas. I mean, yeah, they got 300 yards of offense, but 3 SEC games A&M has played. 3rd down conversions against is 2 for 33. 0 of 3 on 4th down conversions. So the Texas A&M offense, I think, will be fine. We were throwing the ball, got the tight ends involved, got this freshman running back Morrow involved. Even in the pass game, the offensive line was phenomenal. Florida had 0 sacks and 0 tackles for loss against A&M. And that's hard to do in any level of football, to have no tackles for loss even. And then Bama, they were number 2 last week. They went on the road, beat the number 16 last week. To me, they're playing the best of anybody in the SEC right now. Ty Simpson, probably your Heisman front runner. And except for maybe the kid, it's probably between him and the kid from Indiana right now. But just the way I see it right now, I mean, we got some really good matchups this week. You got Bama, Tennessee this week. You've got, A&M, Arkansas. I know this is the first time in history that there's 8 conference games on the same day in the SEC. First time in history that all 8, because there's 16, every game is a conference game this week. So that's where I sit this week.
What y'all think about Sean's SEC power ranking? Would you move some teams in different directions, up or down?
It's pretty solid this week to me. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably swap. Only thing I would swap is Tennessee and Texas, because I think Tennessee been struggling without their 2 best defensive players still out, but they
Out for
still
the
been
year.
winning. They both out for the year?
Yep, both cornerbacks are out for the year.
Oh, you can leave it like it is.
They are?
Yep.
Oh,
It's over. It's over for them.
That was the other reason they're below Texas. And I just think, I don't know. I just don't trust Tennessee's defense right now.
Absolutely not.
I thought that Tennessee-Arkansas game might be 70-74. I didn't know who was going to stop anybody, but Tennessee's offense seems to be able to step up. And Tennessee's D-line and linebackers can get to you. I mean, they had, I think, another 5 or 6 sacks this past weekend. It was Arkansas, but still. So, but I think Texas has a better defense than Tennessee. So that's kind of why they're sitting there right now. Plus, I think Texas beating OU is more impressive than Tennessee beating Arkansas.
Well, I think it's correct. So, I think Texas offense can improve more within now and the end of the year than Tennessee's defense can. So,
Right.
And that's what you got to size it up as. Because Texas got the players to do it. They just, they got the players.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's not the question. You telling me them 2 corners is out. I'm not sure Tennessee got the players.
No, I don't think Tennessee, without their 2 corners, I don't think they have the players when they match up with a more lethal passing attack.
Y'all.
Yeah, we don't play them, but.
No, I'm just saying, though. I just threw an example. Y'all.
Right. But, even Ole Miss, they like to spread the ball around, LSU, if they can get their offense kicking, they got the receivers that can impact Tennessee. So, you're right, A&M, though. So we're going to
Florida.
See. Well, yeah, but Florida's got to have time for Lagway to throw the ball.
Florida will air them out.
I think Ty Simpson's going to go off this week.
Who did you say Bama got again?
Who's that?
Who does Bama have again?
Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee, yeah.
At Bama.
They about to shred them.
Every 3rd Saturday in October is Bama, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, and I
What
think
what the hell is that? That's like the Halloween game or something?
nah, it's just something they've done forever. They've always played the third Saturday in September. And that's the game's labeled third Saturday in September. Or October, sorry.
October, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, my nephew's always going to jump in here and try to finish my Longhorns, man. Everywhere we go, this guy got to follow around trying to dog my Longhorns. And if he give you the reason why, you'll be like, man, get over it. But he has not gotten over it yet. He always want to dog my Longhorns, man.
He has
Nephew,
great energy every episode. He's in the comment
every
section.
episode. But listen, he only got the energy for me.
That's good. No, you need your people that's closest to you to have that type of energy because they gonna tell you the truth.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You can mark my words. If you lose this week, meaning Texas, you will be the replacement team at the bottom where number 16 sits.
Hey, who do A&M play?
Who do we play? Oh, Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah. I got Arkansas.
Hey, I just want to say y'all schedule has not been that tough, bro.
It's not. Well, we have. Once we got now, okay. Up until this point, our toughest has been Notre Dame. Now we go Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, all on the road. So our schedule cranks up. Then we go South Carolina at home, and then we have that non-conference game at the end of the year, and then we, of course, finish at Texas. But Texas got Kentucky this weekend, so.
Yeah, we got Kentucky. Well, listen, this is a really good stretch for us right now. We got a chance to get some guys some experience to try to fix some things because we got Kentucky. Then we go to Mississippi State, which is not going to be easy. We got to go there and play hard now. It ain't no cupcake match going there. And then we get Vanderbilt. All winnable games for Texas. All games where Texas defense should be able to win those games for Texas, but the offense is going to have to get better. But I kind of like this stretch going into the bye week before we have to play Georgia. So that gives us an opportunity to try to get our training wheels fixed.
Texas has to go 3-0 in this next 3-week stretch.
They do.
If you drop one of those games, you're not making the playoffs because you finish with Georgia, Texas, and A&M. I mean, Georgia, Arkansas, and A&M.
Yeah. That's a
just
fact.
like A&M's got this 3 stretch. We need to go 2-1 minimum in this 3-game road stretch. We should beat Arkansas, then we either need to beat LSU or beat Missouri, and that'll still put us with 1 loss. And then even if we were to lose to Texas, that's 2 losses. We're still in the playoffs.
Let me ask y'all a question. Does Texas need to be playing in the SEC championship game to be a playoff team?
Yes, they do, because if they don't, then that means they got more than 1 loss in the SEC.
No. I mean, because there's a path where you could have Bama and Mississippi both in there with 1 loss. So there's a lot of weird. I'll get more into the playoff, who's in running for the title game, because there's so many different tiebreakers that'll come into play because of these staggered schedules this year. Mm-hmm. Next year it'll be a lot more easier to figure it out. But you got, like people like us who, like I said, if we go 2-1 over the next 3, beat South Carolina, beat Samford, and even if we lose to Texas, we're 10-2. We're probably not going to be in the SEC title game, but we're still going to be in the playoff.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I figured how the SEC was starting to play out, it'd be some weird scenarios like that.
Yeah, there's going to be for sure. It's going to be pretty wild and crazy. The latest projections I've seen from people is the Big 12 and ACC and the group of 5 are all 1, The Big Ten's 3 and the SEC 6.
Get that, man. Don't get me started on here, SEC, Sean. Do not get me started.
Man,
I've been
listen,
doing good. I've been doing good.
Projection. That's not my projection. That's just what I've seen from other people in the national media.
man, if they do that, do you know how upset that dude named Isaiah will be, FanDuel, and how upset T1 would be? Them
Hey,
dudes will probably boycott.
hey, listen, man. I would do an emergency stream if that happens.
Right. I mean, like I said,
Y'all know I'm gonna have my cup with me.
Because my theory is the way they're looking at this, the teams they have from the SEC going is Bama, A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and LSU. Yeah. Those are the 6 that I saw.
And Tennessee couldn't stop a grape in a fruit fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, a fun matchup might be Indiana and Tennessee, though. That could be high. Boy, I'm taking the over. But that's just, I'm like, I don't see Tennessee making it.
Hey, but hold up. Was them just like projections based off of today, though? Because I could see a projection based off today. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we don't have enough information yet.
Right.
It's still a lot of teams that's going to play that out of you mentioned that's going to go head up too. So by the time end season come around, these teams going to have 2 or 3 losses.
That's what they're saying as of right now.
Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Because they say, you got Tech is probably going to be your only Big 12 rep. We all kind of agree on that. Right now.
Well, no. Some of the guys think the Big 12 can get 2, possibly 3 in.
Good. And that's why that's the stuff I've seen had it that way. But I'm like, okay, well, you can make a case still for Georgia Tech. You can make a case for BYU, Utah. There's just numerous teams that can make it. But if you want to say as of today, I could probably go with that breakdown.
Look, I had a question for you, SEC Shaw. What is your difference between your Texas A&M Aggies and Bama at 1 and Texas A&M at 2? What was your differences there that you put Bama 1 instead of Texas A&M?
Well, Bama has wins over my number 3 Georgia and my number 7 Missouri. A&M has wins over Mississippi State, Auburn, and Florida. Now, I mean, that's just I think Alabama's playing the best football in the SEC right now. Top to bottom. That's just what I feel. They're playing Tennessee. They could easily lose this weekend, though, if they lose, obviously. But I just think Bama's the more complete right now. Plus, I also need to see what's going to go on. Being, this is going to be our first real, not really first real injury, but first real injury that's really significant. Being Le'Veon Moss being out for a while. So I kind of want to see how we respond. Do the other running backs, who are more than capable, like I said, step up and carry the weight? Or do they panic like they did last year when he went out? The difference was last year when he got hurt against South Carolina, Reuben Owens was also hurt. So, we'll see. We'll see what we look like with our running attack this week. And, that's the good thing about power rankings. There can be volatility. When you start getting into conference play and matchups every week, things can shift drastically one way or another. I mean, you don't see a lot of times where a 10 goes from 10 to 5 in a power ranking.
Yeah. That is true. I mean, I like it. I like the way it was last week when last week hit, and I like it the way it is now with this week hitting. I think it's pretty spot on. I don't see any issues with it whatsoever. Um, but like you said, every week in and week out, we're gonna see some different changes because they got matchups facing each other. So we're gonna see some movement consistently. Who knows? By the time week 13 get here, week 14, that team at number 5 might be in that number 1 slot.
No, that'll never happen. I'll quit doing the rankings if that happens. My computer will blow up if I type Texas and a 1 beside them.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Have you ever been to a Texas and Texas A&M game?
Yes.
In Austin or at College
I will
Station?
not go to Austin. It was in College Station. I will not go into Austin.
Now I watched last year on TV, man, and I was on TV and I was blown away. So I can only imagine what it's like to actually be in the stadium.
It's Michigan, Ohio State. I mean, I know the two schools hate each other, Michigan and Ohio State. The difference is these two schools not only hate each other, but they're only 2 hours away from each other, which, Michigan, Ohio State ain't that far either. But they're right there. I mean, one highway and you're there. And the amount just the recruiting that used to be between those two in that state. I mean, we won't get into the movie that was made regarding that rivalry, but there was a movie that had that rivalry as one of the centerpieces of it. It was a Dolly Parton movie, by the way. But it is one of the most insane atmospheres to go to. And I don't know that I've been to a game that rivals it. And I've been to, when A&M went to like 4 straight Cotton Bowls in the 90s, and we played Notre Dame with Tim Brown, and Notre Dame the next year with Rocket Ishmael, and then Florida State the following year. I was in all of those games, and there's no atmosphere near what A&M in Texas is.
Hey, I got a question for you too, SEC Sean. Is there anybody that's under the 8 slot that you could see making a push and making it to the title game?
In the SEC title game?
Yeah.
From 8, or are you talking 9 to 16 or 8 to 16?
9 to 16.
OU.
Like, could Vandy possibly start winning all their games? And
let me look at Vandy's schedule real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, why he's looking at
Vandy would have to win out.
Yeah, they would have to win out.
Vandy would be the only team. Vandy and OU from 10 up are the only teams with a shot to make the title game.
Okay, so 11 through 16 is really mathematically eliminated.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they all have like multiple 2 to 3 losses in the SEC already. But Vandy's got LSU. They're home. They got LSU at home. They got Missouri at home. Then they go to Texas. And then they got Auburn, Kentucky, and then Tennessee to close out the season. So
what they got? 1 loss?
1 loss to Alabama. But that is, and they've beat South Carolina. They beat the brakes off of South Carolina, but most people do. But Vanderbilt has to win. If Vanderbilt loses this weekend, they're pretty much going to be eliminated with 2 losses even, because then they still got, like I said, Missouri and Texas left on the schedule. Now, if LSU loses to Vanderbilt and then Vanderbilt beats Missouri, that Texas Vanderbilt game could be with high impact stats on the SEC title game, where the loser would almost be eliminated.
Well, I'm under the firm believer. I said this 2 or 3 weeks ago. They thought I was mistaken in the chat. Vandy's about to lose their next 4 games. They just lost one last week. They're about to lose their next 4.
They'll at least lose their probably next 3.
Yep,
Yeah,
and then their coach, and then their
3.
coach is going to get fired.
Nah, they're not going to fire him. Nobody else wants to come to Vanderbilt. I did hear that. Keep an eye out if Florida fires Napier. There's some ties with old Mr. Franklin to the Florida area.
Yeah, I heard that too. And
then I heard something about somebody said Mark Stoops should go to Penn State.
Oh, man. That's Kentucky's coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
They should go to Penn State or Virginia Tech.
Yeah, he might just be a coordinator, man. I don't know if he's.
Yeah, you got to give it
this level.
We'll know a little bit after this week. It'll start taking a little more shape, but really next week will be the separator, because you get some pretty good games next week. I mean, A&M LSU is the spotlight next weekend at Baton Rouge at night. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we wrap it up?
I'm good. I'm gonna go kick back on my couch and fire up my PS5. And my NASCAR game came out today, and I'm gonna go do some racing.
I know that's right. So, FanDuel, how I take this off the screen? I just click it off?
I think he left.
I already left.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this off the screen. Nope. That ain't it. Well, I ain't gonna worry about it. Maybe if I
Yeah, we'll end it with that. It'll be all good.
Yeah. All right, SEC Sean, I appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see another power ranking next week and going forward till we finish the end of this season. I'm anxious to see how it's going to look, because we've seen a lot of movement already, and from the first one that you did a couple of weeks ago until this one in week 7, and all of them have been really solid. There's no bias in there whatsoever. You've always been able to give us clear understanding on why you picked each team where you put them at. So I'm looking forward to it next week. Hopefully we can get a win, and one of those teams above us can maybe not look so good, so we can keep climbing the ladder.
Well, that's what it takes. I mean, Ole Miss was number 1. They're 4 because they looked like garbage against Washington State.
Yeah.
You can't be the number 1 team if you can't do that. Not at home. If it had been on the road, they might have got a little bit of a pass. They were at home. So.
And I think now the teams are getting some film on that young quarterback. They're being able to, you know, prepare for him now that they know that they got film on him that they can watch. So that's definitely going to be an issue for him going forward.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we go next week. We got some, like I said, we got some good games this week. We'll see what happens. That'll do a lot to shake out the conference this week.
All right. Good deal. All right. Well, have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy your race car on your PS5.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again on Thursday.
That'll work.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.
There we go.